Oh man, I sure hope this works. I spent 300 euros on this. Well, hopefully it works. Finasteride doesn't work for me. Dutasteride doesn't work for me. I keep freaking myself out into having a nocebo effect, and now I'm buying a shitty product from South Korea that can't even sell in its own country and has to use some shitty... You know what? Let's just get right into this video. Let's just stop this skit. I don't want to be the guy to say that I told you so, but I guess I can say I told you so for this one. Because Bioneer, the pharmaceutical company from South Korea, they are the makers of CosmeRNA, and this sort of new hair loss treatment is supposed to be revolutionary and treat androgenetic alopecia, and it's supposed to use this RNA technology to interfere with the androgen receptors from producing the genetic expression or trait characterization of male pattern baldness. And this company has recently been exposed for photoshopping before and after results on their website. So this is pretty bad, and it's just a major red flag for a product that is supposed to work, right? Well, it got so bad that Bioneer was getting emails about it, which led to them eventually taking down the photo from their website for CosmeRNA. Yes, guys, this company supposedly made a treatment that works, that produces results, yet they felt the need to create a bad Photoshop edit of a before and after photo in order to presumably suggest to people that their product was the cause of this, but in reality, it is to manipulate people into buying CosmeRNA. Now, I want you to ask yourself this real quick. With all of this information in mind, do you still feel comfortable buying CosmeRNA? It's like, why did they feel the need to lie about this? Why did Bioneer feel the need to create a bad Photoshop edit that is supposed to suggest that CosmeRNA is effective? Why would they need to do this when, after all, like they've told us before, they have plenty of before and after photos, and this product works? You can check my other email. They say that it's effective due to clinical studies, but they're using doctored before and after photos? Make it make sense. Because your clinical studies, especially that supposed second study that has never been released, it is supposed to have photographic evidence that shows progress of male pattern baldness actually becoming better, right? Progressing in the better sense, like you're gaining ground, you're growing hair back again. It's supposed to have photos of CosmeRNA being responsible for that, yet they created a Photoshop. Now, would this Photoshop be inside of the second study? We'd never know, to be honest, because they never released the second study. On their website, they have some pictures that aren't in the first study that they posted into the Nature magazine's Scientific Reports publication. So now, with this Photoshopped picture that they have, which we'll touch on in a bit, you can kind of question the other photos that they have on their website that don't exist in that Nature Scientific Reports publication. You can kind of say that, well, we don't know if those photos are legit because this company went so far as to make a fake before and after photo to try to convince the public that it was CosmeRNA that made this guy's hair loss better, when in reality, it was a bad Photoshop edit. Also, real quick, as you can see on their website, they only point out the Nature publications study, but they don't feel the need to show that they have a second study. So now I'm really questioning if there really is any second study at all. Because why would you point to an inferior study that doesn't even support the recent dosage claims? It seems like the answer is already in front of us. CosmeRNA is fake. The product is a dud and likely doesn't work at all, or to be charitable to Bioneer, it may not even work as well as they claim. Because they could put all of this to rest if they, 1, release their second supposed study that shows new dosing protocols and better efficacy, 2, supply evidence of there being no adverse systemic effects by using blood tests from those patients, 3, terminal to vellus hair ratio counts that are confirmed by phototrichogram, and 4, just a better study methodology and control system overall. And I'll say it again, and I'll say it again once more, just to hammer this point in. It is because CosmeRNA is a fake treatment that doesn't work, or again, to be charitable, at the very least, isn't as effective as Bioneer claims. And they said that this thing was supposed to beat out finasteride. It was supposed to be better than finasteride and probably just be an alternative But no, it's not. And they lied. Now, let's take a look at the piss-poor Photoshop attempt that Bioneer put up. In this photo, you can clearly see that Bioneer is attempting to show how this man was able to fill in his temples to the point of him changing Norwood scales. Well, there are some weird things to take note in this before and after photo progress. In the before picture, you can notice that in the sideburn temple region, there is a point where the hair at the bottom of the temple juts out toward the eyebrow. Between this and the hairline, there is an open temporal space. This gives it the whole classic Norwood 1, Norwood 2, Norwood 3 kind of look. Well, suddenly in the after photo, the temples fill up, but the point between the hairline and the sideburns area is gone. And that looks very suspicious. Well, if you look at the pixels in the before and after picture, you can see the same pixels were copied from one point in the before picture and put in the space of the temples to fill them up in the after picture. And guys, I don't have to say anything else. Right away, this is a bad Photoshop and clearly manipulation to make CosmeRNA more effective than it actually is. Not only that, but it seems that Bioneer is changing CosmeRNA's dosing claims and efficacy once again, and this is absent of any second study being publicly released. So how are they informing themselves to just make new claims about their product over and over again? Are they doing more and more studies? I don't know. And I don't know if we should even trust them in giving 300 euros, 300 pounds, whatever amount of dollars, who cares, a substantial amount of money to this company after what they've done. Photoshopping a before and after photo. Why would you do that? Why would you do that if you have other photos from your second study that show major progress? Unless now those photos are kind of questionable, right? There's probably going to be further analysis into those photos. They're kind of smudged and airbrushed here and there. They have poor lighting. We can be very well skeptical of those photos now because of the very action that they've shown us by manipulating this before and after photo. But anyway, let's look at their new claims under the how to use section and the changes that they've made essentially from a month ago to now. Claim 1 from when the website was pretty much created was essentially like this. Quote, the treatment is applied topically and should be applied every 2 weeks for the first 4 months with visible improvements observed after 6 months of use. Afterwards, once a month application may be enough to maintain fuller looking hair. Suitable for anyone experiencing thinning hair and can be used on all hair types. Unquote. Now, claim 2 that was made much more recently, and I'm recording this video on the 9th of July 2023. This claim says, quote, CosmeRNA TM is applied topically and requires application once every 2 weeks for the first 6 months period, with visible results beginning much sooner. Afterwards, a once a month application may be enough to maintain fuller looking hair. It is suitable for anyone experiencing thinning hair and can be used on all hair types. Unquote. Once again, what data are they basing these claims on? The differences between the claims may lie in the duration of the initial application frequency, 4 months in claim 1 versus 6 months in claim 2, and also the timing of visible improvements after 6 months in claim 1 versus sooner, as they say, in claim 2. Now, we've seen the evidence of deceptive marketing practices along with dubious claims from Bioneer that concerns CosmeRNA. And with this in mind, I think it doesn't matter what the claims say. The claims are inconsistent, that's one thing. But faking photos, faking before and after photos, that's another. Because those before and after photos relate directly to how effective CosmeRNA is. You want to know if a hair loss treatment works? You look at a before and after photo. Because that before and after photo suggests the timeline and it suggests efficacy. And the fact that this dude changed a whole Norwood scale pretty much and had a substantial fill-in suggests that, hey, CosmeRNA is a really good product. But shucks, if it wasn't for the fact that they lied and literally copied and pasted pixels from the back of the hair in the picture from before to the front temporal regions in the after, and those pixels are clear as day being copied, that makes the whole operation look very shady. Why even lie? Don't you have a second study and a first study that you have that shows amazing results? The second study photos themselves don't even look that impressive, and they kind of look sus themselves too, right? At least when I saw it before, there were these small little smudged things and they kind of look airbrushed, but I didn't want to harp too much on that point, because even if they are photoshopped, it's done in a way that is kind of hard to tell. But this is a very bad, very blatant Photoshop, and it kind of it's like, come on guys, you spent so much money on this. And to be honest, you could have bought that $300 designer water that Virgil Abloh made a couple years ago and put that on your head, and I'm sure it would be just as efficacious as CosmeRNA, because that's really what you're doing here, right? It's not really showing itself to be effective as a product. So yeah, taking all this into account, CosmeRNA is a dud treatment, and we should report our concerns to governing bodies. So you can reach out to the following authorities. If you're in the European Union, you can reach out to 1. The European Commission, Justice and Consumers Department, 2. The European Union Cosmetic Product Notification Portal, EU CPNP, and for consumers in the US, you can reach out to the USA Federal Trade Commission. And also, I think South Korea has their own variant of the Federal Trade Commission that looks at consumer products and to see if they're being advertised properly. Also, there is a bit of contamination in terms of reputation when it comes to Dermatest. We should be very suspicious of that company as well, because they said, especially in the emails that I've shown in the previous videos, they said that they did all these tests, they verified the efficacy of CosmeRNA, and they can't post the second study because they signed an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. And for those of you who don't know what that is, basically it's sort of a contract that let's say you and I, we do something, and you put something in the terms of the contract that says I can't speak about certain aspects of our business deal in public, then I'm kind of legally bound to you as long as it's not superseding any sort of state or federal kind of law. But in any case, we should be very suspicious of Dermatest company, because they said that this product was efficacious, and also I'm hearing that they also did phototrichogram counts of hair follicles. So what's going on here? Maybe it's a bit of a suspicious thing that we should keep in mind. But yeah, it's kind of strange how CosmeRNA has been hammering home, hey, we have Dermatest approval, and they say that we're legit, only for them to be caught doctoring and manipulating photos of a product that's supposed to fight hair loss. So there's a lot of deception here, and anyone that's involved with CosmeRNA should be looked at with more scrutiny. To those people who are like, still in cope mode, I've seen some comments on Reddit where they're like, okay, although they faked the images, I don't care, it's helped me, and it still can work. No, just no. All right, just no. If you really want something that works, look at my hyper responder stack, that I put in my other video: latanoprost, tretinoin, minoxidil, maybe some sort of topical anti-androgen. Like, you can use topical dutasteride and finasteride, but it's whatever. I'm not going to plug that in this video. You can go watch the other one. But if you got it to this far of the video, comment bagel water. Bagel water. Yeah, another random one, but just to see if you guys are actually active and getting to this far of this video. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and don't buy that fucking bullshit. Go buy some fucking aloe vera if you want to and put on your fucking head. Don't get this stupid, dumb CosmeRNA bullshit. Anyway, this video's gone on long enough. Peace out, guys.